We're back here on HQ Spotlight, where Week 18 of the NFL season is here, and we have a packed weekend of games. Here's a look at those that have been flexed. We have a doubleheader on Saturday, a big one in Tampa, as the Bucs host the Panthers, who are seeking their first NFC South title since 2015. The Seahawks and 49ers will be our nightcap at 8 p.m. on Saturday. And then, of course, on Sunday, the regular season finale ends with two division rivals going at it on Sunday Night Football. It's the Ravens and Steelers. For much more on how teams handle their games being flexed and much more around the league, let's go ahead and welcome in our former NFL executive, Amy Trask. Amy, it's so great to see you. Let's start with the logistics of flex games from really the team side. What are the behind-the-scenes logistical challenges? You got travel, practice schedules, family plans that most people never think about when the league moves a game.
Well, you are, of course, absolutely right. Setting aside all the competitive issues as relates to rehab and training and practice, looking at those logistical issues back up until spring. When the schedule is released in the spring, teams immediately work to make arrangements for and enter contracts with airlines for flights, hotels for accommodations, bus companies for all the busing back and forth on both ends of the trip. And you have to build into those contracts the possibility of flexing during the season. You can't enter a contract specific to one date and then wait to see if you're flexed and, call the airline, call the hotel. Hey, can we get a plane a different day? Hey, do you have rooms available a different day? That won't work. When you're traveling, you're chartering an entire plane. You need to make sure the plane is available, irrespective of whether you are flexed or not. And you need to make sure that the hotel rooms, often close to 100 rooms, sometimes even more, as well as meeting rooms, a ballroom for your meals, all of that needs to be available. You cannot wait until you know that you're flexed to change these arrangements, or there's a possibility the hotel, the airline, the bus company will say, sorry, we're not free that day. So there is a lot of work and preparation that goes on with respect to the potential of flexing all the way back in the spring.
I get stressed out when I have to do like a 2-day road trip, right? I can't even imagine being a travel agent for an NFL team. Put that on the list of a job I do not want to have, that's for sure. So now that the regular season is nearing the end, some coaches unclear if they'll be back. Now, when a coach is clearly on the hot seat, what actually changes inside the NFL buildings day to day, and how does that uncertainty affect some of the people we don't think about? Assistants, front office staff, scouts who know their own jobs might depend on what happens next.
Phenomenal question, because when a coach is known to be or even believed to be on the hot seat, that reverberates throughout the entire organization. Not only with respect to assistant coaches, as you noted, in innumerable departments, there will be people throughout the organization that work closely with the head coach and may think, wow, if he's fired, maybe I'm gone. There will be people in the organization who were brought in by the head coach who may think the same thing. So it reverberates throughout the organization. It has an impact throughout the organization. There will be people on staff who immediately begin scrambling and snuggling up. I guess snuggling's a word. Snuggling? Snuggling? I think it's snuggling.
Let's accept
snuggling. There will be people who begin snuggling up to those in the organization that they believe will have some influence as to whether or not they may retain their job. There will be people in the organization who immediately start contacting other teams and saying, hey, I may be available. And by the way, some people in the organization will do both. They'll snuggle up to people within the organization and call other teams to start pursuing other opportunities. Now, if other teams engage in those discussions, that can constitute tampering. We often hear of tampering as relates to players, as relates to coaches. There are anti-tampering rules with respect to others in the organization, executives, staff members. But let me tell you a little secret here, which really isn't a secret. Teams tamper. I'm still not over the fact that the Jets tampered with our head of ticket operations. Okay, I guess I actually am over it. But the point is, teams tamper.
We'll leave that there. Lastly, it's the new year, Amy. So in the spirit of New Year's resolutions, we're going to pick on the Las Vegas Raiders, whose season could not have ended worse. If you were advising the Raiders this offseason, what would you say are the two most important on-field resolutions they must get right and two off-field priorities that really could determine whether this rebuild finally sticks?
Okay, starting on the field, as you suggested, address the offensive line. The team gave up the most sacks in the National Football League and rushed for the fewest yards in the National Football League. We don't yet know who the quarterback will be next year, but whoever the quarterback is, you've got to protect him. And one of the best ways to protecting the quarterback is to run the ball effectively. Running game, one of the quarterback's best friends. So address the offensive line, both from a pass protection standpoint and a rushing standpoint. And two, get greedy. Go take that football. 6 fewest interceptions in the league. So resolve to fix the offensive line and resolve to go get greedy and get that ball. As to off-field, recreate a collaborative environment in the organization. Mm-hmm. There needs to be what I refer to as the 4 most important C's words in business: communicate, cooperate, collaborate, coordinate. Create a collaborative environment for the organization, irrespective of who the coach is, irrespective of who the quarterback is. You need a collaborative environment. And then something about which I am very, very passionate: take care of your fans. Take care of your fans who are spending their time, their money, expending their effort and their energy, and attending the games in person. Fans that watch on television matter as well, of course, but the fans who are in your stadium, you have the ability to create for them once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, although frankly you shouldn't do it just once. Give them behind-the-scenes access. There's innumerable ways to do this. After the game, you can create areas where the fans in the stadium can interact with players. You can give them access to meeting rooms and the locker room once it's cleared after the game, player autographs, player interaction, and you know what? Make an ice cream sundae bar and take care of all your fans.
Go all out, that's for sure. It's safe to say that it's going to be a very busy offseason for the Las Vegas Raiders. Amy Trask, always great to see you. Incredible perspective from our own NFL executive. Now, you can get all the analysis after week 18 of the season. Haley Sutton, our host, keeping these guys always in check every Sunday, 8:20 Eastern Time, over on CBS Sports HQ.